I think we might as well start. I met with a few people today that couldn't make this. I did put the QR code just in front of everybody, so if you haven't done it and you want to scan it and you see what it is, my resolution on my laptop keeps kicking out here, so it is up there. So this is what the community calendar does look like. This is on the tourism site. If you go to the Town of Neepawa page, it is on the front page of the Town of Neepawa as well. And the minute your organization inputs, it automatically updates wherever this calendar is. So this is the Town of Neepawa's front page on there. It is on Arts Forward as well, just under our calendar. I guess one of the main reasons to get this meeting called this year, we had met last year just about the idea of possibly having a community calendar that would be easy to access, that organizations would be able to input information in. And life happens, and we got it out there, but it was to get the buy-in from everybody. And this year we definitely think that it's very important to get the buy-in from as many organizations as we can. Tourism is an example of the social media aspect. Neepawa Tourism, unfortunately, their Facebook page got deleted. So they lost all of their contacts, all of that networking. And I don't know how many thousands it was. Whereas this calendar, we all do rely on our social media, absolutely 100% we do. I rely on it very much at Arts Forward. The calendar, what we're hoping with doing window clings, so it is in Windows, is it's 24/7 access to this calendar. You can walk by, you'll see this basically as a window cling. We're not sure how many businesses or where strategically to place the window clings yet. That's something that we do need to discuss. But this can be accessed 24/7. Places don't have to be open. You don't have to figure out, oh, what's in Neepawa that we can access. We're not so much worried actually about the people in town as the people out of town who are coming here, who might be strolling for a walk, and all of a sudden they click on this and all of this stuff will come out and they just have to open it up. As soon as you click on something, like the connected community, it gives you all of the information about each event that's on there as well. So I think for us, the push is to try and get as many organizations as we can utilizing this, and then educating the people in their organization how to access the calendar, how simple it is for anybody that wants to use it. We did talk at the Travel Manitoba meeting this past week just about the tourism ambassadors. This is connecting our community organizations, which also plays into tourism as well. And it is about education. It's 100% about education. The more education we can to get people using this, everything is going tech-wise. I don't know a person, very, very few people nowadays without a cell phone that wouldn't know how to access this. I see Miracle raise your hand.
There's no cell service where I am.
Yeah, yeah. And it is a very, very small percentage of the population now that doesn't carry around a cell phone. So, yeah. I don't know if Marilyn wants to.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what you said. This is only as good as many organizations as possible put their information in here. So, and then driving people to the calendar all the time. So rather than, oh, we should schedule something when nothing else is going on, well, you can check the calendar and at least try and get something, although you find it later there's a board meeting, but yeah, it can help you to plan events in that way because you can see what else is going on, or like-minded events. So if there's something going on, the Riverbend Market in July, and then, oh, you know what, it would work really well if we were doing this event on the same weekend. So it can help you in both of those ways.
Yeah, and I do know myself, I do look to this to see just if I'm trying to plan ahead to try and make sure that I'm not scheduling if there's something else going on. It was used this winter, the Titans were using it, Viterra used it. There's certain organizations which we're really trying to get to buy into this that I think eventually will as the more use it. But it is a good, like, I just keep saying it, but I do believe it is a very good thing for the community to have. And if we're going to move forward and in a more futuristic direction, I think we definitely have to have this and have it where it is easy access for everybody to use. I know the last meeting, I just want to touch on this, the last meeting that we had last year, we talked about volunteers. And there was discussion about a possibility of maybe a volunteer list. I think this past year, just with different organizations and different discussions, everybody's feeling you can't have a unified volunteer list. Volunteers tend to buy into the organizations that they want to volunteer for. It might be whether it be gardening or it be arts or it be Margaret Lawrence Home. People tend to volunteer where they want to volunteer. There is some volunteers that will go around, and like Ellie Taylor could be one that I think's in every organization. But so there is some, and it is just word of mouth. Like, hey, you should go try this. But I don't think there's enough volunteers to put the work into trying to have a unified volunteer list like we did discuss last year. And I do know there is some organizations that had hoped that would be a possibility because they are struggling with volunteers. But I just don't see that coming out of this aspect with the community calendar.
Yep, so I saw, what community?
Dauphin
did an event where their organizations all came together and set up like job fair style, and then people came and could kind of ask what's expected, what opportunities were there, so that people who are interested in volunteering could actually learn more about all the different opportunities that there are. I mean, those of us that, pay attention to that, it's one thing, but some people just don't know.
But I mean, we've had board members that happened along to us because they moved to the community and people have suggested to them to come to us. But I think the thing being, it would be a good thing that we could do. We could maybe see that the foundation could help organize that.
I love that idea. I'm the volunteer coordinator at co-op, and I have people ask me all the time what can I volunteer for. I need volunteer hours to get my bonus item, and like, well, these are the couple I know, but yeah, if there was
we're just always
like
ahead of the game, so the Salvation Army will be hosting a volunteer fair for ourselves. Probably in May, so
Okay.
yeah. Okay. However, there was conversation around the table that, is this something that the community would be looking for as well? If there is enough interest, we could look at expanding those options. The thought process was to have them come into our building and to see what we have to offer and introduce to that, because there's lots of different options that are coming up for volunteering with the Salvation Army, with potential of emergency disaster training. There's some options with our community kitchens. There's options with the food bank as we're looking to get back into in-person shopping experience for people for the food bank. So we would need volunteers to take people around to help them shop for their items. And then, of course, just regularly maintenance of our food bank and with the thrift store as well. So
okay, so I vote when we do the community one, she's at the back of the room.
Or we'll just do our own, and then we'll also come to the community one. So
the community one in the parking lot. It might be easier to get people to walk in if it's outdoors.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
It's not a terrible idea.
It would be visible, and you're more likely to stop than if there's just cars parked somewhere.
Yeah, I like that.
Could we do it at the market?
Maybe at Riverbend Market.
Because how many people do you have come to the Riverbend Market?
Or Chamber Fair.
Or the Chamber Fair?
or both.
Because if you did it when there's like hundreds of people coming, you at least stand a chance of, right?
Or if you do it and you offer food.
Yeah, food is always good.
You offer food. Food is always good.
I just think maybe at the fair people aren't expecting it. It might be okay at Riverbend Market, but maybe it just needs to be its own thing.
Yeah, the market and the fair attracts a lot of people from out of town too. So.
Well, we want to aim for something in May?
I think so.
Okay.
Before volunteer season really kicks in and everybody's.
Well, then what we should do is send out an invite to the organizations and see if they're interested, and then what we can do is Are you using my organizational, do you want me to send out
Not a
an
good
email?
list,
You could,
Brenda.
'cause
Okay,
it's-
I'll
I have
send
to
out,
update
I've got
my list.
I'll send it out.
Yes,
Volunteer, and then I'll do I'm gonna do like a lot of things in that list.
it'll be just to check and see if it's updated, so I know I've got some updated, but yeah.
If we wanna do an outdoor, we're quite happy to host in the parking lot for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pretty central location, I think that would be good.
Easy to get to, yeah. Yeah, if
Yeah.
people are driving, there's a whole other side of the parking lot that could be, still have options.
Maybe we don't have it at 5 o'clock because the gyms are both pretty busy
Yeah.
at that time. There's like no parking.
Just on the volunteers, like we have so many people that could probably be interested of volunteering, especially the new hearts, like the people that doesn't have the family yet here. So we just tap on them, right? Especially winter time, they don't have anything else to do, right?
Yeah.
We just have to be like if there's more information about, hey, what do you need? Like what's the time required? Is it weekdays? For sure, weekdays is not going to be good for us who are working in high life. And then, but if it's weekend, and then what kind of talent do you need? How much time is required? Then we can probably help out. Because really the new hearts doesn't really have an access to this one. They wouldn't know, or probably they're going to be shy to come in, right? But we could help out. So as long as we know this, we can tap into the new hearts or to the other people who are going to be interested.
That's awesome.
I do know, Lindsay's just got one thing that she does want to mention, just speaking of volunteers and organizations.
So at our socials that we have at the Yellowhead, we used to get Paladine, the security service in Brandon, but their policies and prices got a little outrageous. So I canceled all of them for our upcoming socials, and I talked to a lady in Carberry, and what they do in Carberry is they approach organizations and they're like, hey, can you give us like 3 or 4 volunteers, and we'll give you a donation towards your organization if you do security at their socials. So what I'm asking is the same thing. If like people, I still have to clear it with our board. We haven't had a board meeting since we made this decision, which is next Monday. But what we're looking is for organizations willing to give, if it's 2 people or if it's 4 people, we'll make it work, and we'll make an agreement on giving the organization a donation for.
Would you have to
Nice
have a
meeting
whole-
you, Lindsay. You're from Yellowhead. I'm Marianne. We were talking.
Yeah.
Well, our Filipino heritage, because you guys are helping us
Yeah.
for our event, we have several committees that we formed, and one of them is we have the Ways and Means and Security for sure. So yes, you can help out. Like I say, there's so many volunteers, and this is perfect to tap on the Filipino community to get involved and embrace the culture, the Canadian culture, because that's
For sure.
what our goal is.
Experience
And
social.
yeah, definitely, yes. And that social is something that, that's kind of unique to, I guess, Manitoba.
Yeah.
Very much Manitoban, right? So, and it will be nice to expose a lot of the newcomers to these kind of events.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
See that. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
And like when it
Definitely.
comes to a social, like people get nervous, like, oh, well, a fight breaks out, but you just call the cops or
Oh yeah, we have lots of stuff. We've got those. One of them is this one.
And also we can be after the new hires
Yeah.
and you can, and we also love volunteering. We just don't know where to go or something like that.
That's perfect, yeah.
cut the place
There you
for
go.
you.
There you go. That's what networking is for, right?
I want
So-
to grab your number again,
Yes.
because I forgot to save
Yes.
it, but.
You have like a job description for that,
I-
those
Yes,
responsibilities,
for sure, yeah.
liability coverage,
Yes.
I would assume.
And then
for that
training
as
for
well.
sure.
Training.
It's
Training.
And training, yeah.
So,
I can get also volunteers to replace me as a programmer from Zumba Club. I would be willing also to accept volunteers.
Okay,
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
so yeah, if anyone is interested, come by.
I think you filled your security.
Yeah.
I know one thing with the Travel Manitoba meeting that was here, it was the Neepawa, or Tourism Destination Assessment of Neepawa. And one thing they did talk about is the organizations are focusing more just on local people and not focusing on trying to figure out how to package themselves to attract outside people to the community to come in and tour. And we do have a great pathway with 16 and 5 and people heading up to Clear Lake, and it's to try and figure out how to encourage people to stop in and check out some of our tourist attractions. So one thing that was mentioned and came out of it for me was packaging and what we could do to offer people an idea of what they could do in town. I know Marilyn was there, Allie was there, just with tourism stuff. So I think that's something that we as organizations really need to think about as to how we want to present ourselves, how we can make it a little bit easier for tourism. I think by giving some of that information, extra information probably to tourism. There is talk, and that's down the road, but figuring out what else we can attach to this QR code as well, that maybe might not just be a calendar, maybe it's a link to certain destinations and
Or the mural walk,
Yes.
once we get the more murals up,
yes.
and it could also be attached.
So
The way like under the calendar has some attractions, you could have the packages, like for the adventure seeker, for the foodie, for the relaxation, you know.
That's why she's coming on the tourism.
yes.
So
Yes.
when you search for Neepawa, I haven't done it before, but every time that we go to a small town, we will look at the we will put it in what to do,
Yes.
and then it will show up. Okay, visit these places, and then you will have the bakery. You will have the like for example, when we went to the to Suli, we went to the swinging bridge. You can see what are the top 5 to do. When you search for Neepawa, what does it show? Because I also don't know.
I mean, I've lived here 35 years, I have no idea. I know what to do.
But it will be on the TripAdvisor, right?
Great.
I see.
Yeah.
Beautiful place, museum, farmery estate, brewery, Neepawa Golf and Country Club, Lily Nook, Roxy Theatre, Kirtle Vane, Homestead, Provincial Park.
Fertile Maine, that's like, not even close. Like, that's not even close, that's like primary.
That should be going to your yard to look at your beautiful flowers.
Well, I'm going to rename it Kirtle Vane.
Recommend that, change the address.
Yeah.
But I think that's what we should do, because everybody, especially the people from the outside, they always go to their phone and then look for it, right?
Yeah. And that could be are you familiar with SEO, search engine optimization? If by using certain words in your posts, it pulls up the Google search. So if you use Neepawa things to do or Neepawa what to do when you're in town, it'll make it more likely to show up at the top of Google. And there's a bit more strategy to it than that, but what you write matters, I guess is the point.
Yeah. The first thing that comes up when I search it right now is the local attractions town of Neepawa page.
Neepawatourism.ca?
Nope, town of Neepawa, neepawa.ca, local attractions.
It's,
And it's just the buildings, it's not events and stuff.
Who's using
Yeah.
what, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a,
and then Travel Manitoba's 10 ways to turn your visit into a beautiful story in
Right.
Neepawa.
yeah.
It's interesting though, when you kind of look at the things to do, most of it is buildings that are closed during most of the year. I'm just gonna throw that out there, but.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
also discussed at the
Is the
destination
museum
assessment.
Yeah. Because you can't get into the Margaret Lawrence home all year round, you can't get into the museum all year round.
You can if you call.
can if you call.
Yeah, but who knows that, right? If you're out of town.
Yeah.
It says it actually
It says it's
on
closed.
the Margaret Lawrence homepage.
I know, but
Yeah.
honestly, a tourist
Yeah.
isn't going to be like, hi, I'm from like Timbuktu. I know every once in a
I
while
know,
you
but
do get
yeah,
the person,
I know.
if they're
I wouldn't.
specifically in
Yeah.
to do that,
I mean,
but.
that list that I read,
Yeah.
that came up, Roxy Theatre is the only thing that's open like
But then you're
2
not,
nights a week.
but you're not getting into the Roxy Theater for a tour or anything like that, right? So you stand outside the building, you go, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of the walking tour.
Right, and away you go, right? You know, it just,
Yeah.
those are things too.
Yeah.
Will you accept facilities that are outside the town limits? Like the
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Oh, like
hiking
the
trail?
leg for
Yeah.
It's on
your
Neepawa
walking trail
Tourism.
is amazing.
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of our attractions are only open a portion of the year.
Yeah.
Which is why the
Yeah.
Mill Walk's gonna be something to have on there, right? Because that's something that people do every day.
Whenever they move.
So who is a resource to help, figure out what words and
I can be.
So, just be careful, Alex, speaking from experience, you don't want to volunteer too
much.
Not that I don't want you to help me.
But
Okay, so out of curiosity, though, sorry to cut you off there. Could Beautiful Plains Community Foundation get Ally to do a lunch and learn?
She is.
She is.
I can tag on to the Facebook lunch and learn.
Yeah, like we just
Rosedale
officially
Farm Trail
picked the
and the
dates
hiking
last
trail.
week,
It's
sorry. When I send out that whole big long, what's happening at the Beautiful Plains Community Foundation, it's gonna be a really big one.
Is it booked here, though?
Not yet, we haven't booked
Okay.
it. I just picked the dates.
Somebody-
You know,
I didn't know what date had been picked.
Okay.
There's so much pressure.
But I think that would actually be really good.
So maybe there's a Facebook website.
Yeah, well, we were gonna do day one would be like, if you don't have a Facebook page and you're gonna start from scratch, and day two is if you already have a Facebook page, tips and tricks, but maybe it's one day's Facebook, one day's website.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I have a Facebook page and I think I would actually still be really interested to learn from the
Beginning,
Yeah, start from
because we have the Franklin Memorial Halls and those that don't even know how to do a Facebook post. So like, I'm not joking.
No, oh, I see it.
Like, yeah, so in fact, actually, I'm linked to a lot of people's Facebook pages so that they're not gonna lose them again, cause I'm controlling them. No.
But even, I mean,
So, yeah.
the foundation was requested to do the Facebook one.
We did
So
one.
we could do that, but then we could,
Yeah,
harass Ally long enough to do maybe a website one too.
yeah.
I think that would be very good.
And we could practice with mine and you can show them how to set it up right.
I was gonna volunteer tourism.
No.
But I think just, even if it was just the people in this room that attended that first one, at least that knowledge is there and then it can just keep going, right?
It's just, yeah. Anyway.
So I guess back to the QR code is that there's going to be a lot more attached to it, and this is why we really gotta look at how we can get this expanding.
So are you saying that we have access to inputting or we
So
go
I have to
through-
double check, so to input, Nicole, before she went on mat leave, had it set up on her computer at the town. I have the access, I can access it too, and then I can give everybody else access if they have a Gmail account. They just have to email me at ArtsForward, give me their Gmail account, I can go in on the back end and then give them access to the calendar so that they can input any events.
So this is the same one that, like, you set me up on last year with the Google
Yes.
Calendar,
Yeah.
and I would just go in
Yep.
there? Okay.
Yep.
And just like, I hate things that are shared, because it makes me nervous and I'm gonna share stuff that I don't wanna share.
Or that you'll delete the entire work?
I just don't like that. So it's better to use so if I was doing something for the foundation, to use a foundation Gmail, right? So it's like,
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I think just for the process itself, you need to have, we can put in the event, but somebody have to screen and approve before it goes to the calendar.
We tried that approval process.
So I tend to be on there quite a bit, just checking stuff, but we didn't go that route because we didn't want to have somebody police it, so it was just a matter of making sure that those organizations, it's like the way we saw it is if you're granted access, then it's the organization's responsibility to ensure they're putting proper stuff on. If something comes on that isn't, then yes, there can be a conversation, but we didn't want to have somebody to have to police it, because it's just one more thing for somebody to police. Yeah. Because I don't, like, we never did police it from the start. We just, you know, would check it, and it was, not everybody was granted access, right? Not all organizations were, unless they were a nonprofit or there was an event with, say, a business that's doing something for a nonprofit or something like that, so.
So for those of us that are still tech challenged, we can send you a list and say, here are the dates, can you put it in for us?
I put in some stuff for the Roxy today, and I don't mind at all, I don't mind doing that. I just don't want to put in everybody's stuff if we don't have to. But yes,
So-
I don't mind.
But maybe that's another luncheon then.
Yeah,
Where
and
we
that
go
absolutely
through
could be.
And then get
yeah.
everybody set up with the Gmail
Yeah.
and all of that,
Yeah.
and then, you know, practice.
Yes.
Go through your list and put it on,
Yeah.
right? And that's the thing, but even because I haven't put anything on the calendar for a long time, and I'm like, oh, damn, I don't know how to do this. So anyway, Yvonne called at the perfect moment.
But no, that's actually a very good point, because I had to learn how to do it, because I didn't use a Google Calendar before this, right? So I had to figure out my way around the Google Calendar, and it was Nicole, thankfully, that when she was still in the office, and she will be coming back soon, so that's, but yeah, like, I think it's not a bad idea to have it as a lunch and learn. I think
Or,
the more we can talk about it, the better.
Or a cheat sheet, so when someone
Yes.
asks
Yes.
to you,
Yep.
then you can forward that cheat sheet and basically just say, hey, this is your responsibility, you know,
Okay.
kinda.
I like
that
that.
you're agreeing to all this,
Yes.
blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that idea.
Saves you from training, because you're gonna forget it.
That or a YouTube.
I like
video.
it right down.
There are
Very good
definitely
job,
YouTube
right?
links, you can
Cheat
just
sheets are
Google
good.
it and say how to add things to Google Calendar. And there's
Well,
so
when
many.
I was learning how to use it, Nicole
Because
sent
you
me
and I were-
screenshot by
Yeah.
screenshot.
Yeah, there you go. There's your cheat sheet.
There's your cheat sheet.
So I could probably just go back in and I have a cheat sheet.
There you go.
Playing around with it for
Yeah.
a while too.
Yeah,
And we learned some things.
yeah, and but once you get in there, it is very easy once you know what you're doing in the calendar, so.
I also don't get cross sale this on.
Oh, thank you, I appreciate that. Is there anything anybody wants to bring forward with organization stuff, with partnerships, with anything like that, with the organization too? I do think we need to have a meeting, probably before the big town registration night. I think it would be good to get everybody on board, especially some of our winter sports like the figure skating club and different clubs like that, that for them right now, they don't see the point in this because they have nothing going on, but to get them involved in before we head into the big registration season of the fall. So I do think we should have one mid to late August before that town registration night, but
Do you have a date picked for that already?
no, but I could.
Mark the calendar for.
And in between, I mean, please feel free, email, yes, Rain.
Two
Sorry,
things. I
didn't see it, sorry.
I was waiting patiently. First thing, is it possible during the child registration night, this has kind of happened informally before, to have the organizations with their volunteer information there at the same time?
I was wondering that myself.
Yeah.
That's a good
We've
idea.
been there a number of times, just as the Neepawa King Club, to kind of say, hey, we're an option for parents if you're looking. Honestly, parents are there to register for hockey, drop off their checks and go. That really, it honestly, for anybody else to be there, it is really a
Hockey
waste
and
of our time.
gymnastics.
We did the same thing
Yeah.
for the
Did not
Work
get a lot of
Society
uptake, but-
because we were there once or twice
Yeah.
and it was like,
Yeah,
nobody was interested.
No,
So
yeah.
it was just a lot of time,
yeah.
so we didn't bother last year.
The other thing was, at the station, we want to promote all the events. You would never be bothering us to say, we have this going on in like 3 weeks. Can I come on and talk about it? Can you put it up on your YouTube channel? Can you put it up? We want to know all of this stuff.
So were you guys
Never a
able
bother.
to film, like have the actual calendar come up as a, like in between shows and stuff? Because it's always forever updating.
Yes, it would be, like if it was on TV, it would be a static shot of the calendar at that moment.
Okay.
So maybe we could update it like weekly or something.
You could throw the QR code and the.
We could certainly put a QR code,
Right.
absolutely.
Static shot of whatever's happening that week
Yeah.
maybe, or that month.
Because I mean, it sits on, like every one of those ads sits on the screen for 30 seconds, which is more than enough time to get that QR code.
Because you can view the calendar by the week even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could do that in the QR code or.
We absolutely could do that.
And would you guys then be able to go in off of there and then update what is put in there, is like, not update, but to announce what's on there as well, or?
Have access, you mean?
What would happen, like we don't really do announcements except during bingo.
I was just.
We will announce, we are actually always looking for stuff to talk about during bingo because there's always this downtime where you have to wait for people to call in. So anything that gets sent to us gets advertised for free on bingo if you send it.
Zumba.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you knew that that calendar was as updated as it was gonna be, that would provide you with some information during that downtime.
And we can put that screen up, like it's pretty easy to flip that screen in and put it up.
Or even just have
Or
whoever's
talk about it, like,
announcing,
to
just
say, yeah.
reading off of there.
Yeah, like at the beginning of every bingo, we just give her like a sheet of paper and saying this is our announcements for this week.
Right.
Talk about these things when you have some time to kill.
So that wouldn't be bad, because then it might encourage people to ensure they're using the calendar too.
Yeah.
Right. You know what's gonna be talked about.
Yeah.
So, I know tourism has to meet and discuss the window claims and that, but if there's a point when those, like, if all of that comes about, I wonder if we should have a meeting to discuss that, and then again, just reiterate, or what do you think?
It's a good idea, I have nothing else to do.
Not that I'm trying to tell you anything or anything. I'm sorry.
Guess what I'm doing tomorrow?
You're going to Zumba tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what time?
6 o'clock.
And then we're dancing at 7. Are you coming?
I was trying to convince Stephanie to go to Zumba with me. It's like, let's do this.
Did you figure out a date for August?
Looking at the calendar, so that registration night, do they have, does Heidi have it booked yet?
No.
Last year was August 30th.
Yeah, it was a little late last, no, it's usually around the time. Take that back.
So,
The whole
what
month is
about
open.
August 28th?
August 28th?
Was it a Monday or
It's a
Tuesday
Monday.
usually?
Monday, I think.
Oh, the registration, I'm trying to
I
think
think
when
it's
they
usually a
did it.
Tuesday.
Is it a Tuesday?
I
So it'd be
think
on the
so.
29th? But I don't think it would hurt if those are gonna go up to, I can do cheat sheets, I can do almost like a script of what it is for businesses, so that that information does get out there. Because I know last year we took these around, and the reason why we're talking window claims is, took these around, we explained it to everybody, and they took it, they went like this, or they put it on a bulletin board, and it didn't get out to the window where it needed to go. So,
Having them at the gas station.
Yes.
You did,
Like,
that's
near
most
the
of it.
tourist or something.
yeah,
Yeah, the hotels.
yeah.
Do you have this at the liquor store?
I
On their
gave
bulletin?
one, but I don't know that it, yeah.
We're running out of days that I can get them put on the.
3 days left.
They won't say it to me.
So I don't know, do you guys feel we need to have a whole committee meeting, or not committee, but a whole organization's meeting? Or do you think we run with it, send out that, like, I can email that information out for the QR codes and explain that they're going up, and as we take them to places to have them up, then we just explain to them, and we meet again in August?
Unless we wanna have an organizational meeting and pick one thing to talk about, to learn, like tech soup or something that would be worthy to come out for, so that they could learn some little tidbit of information. I don't know, just throwing it out there, because if you're gonna be here, you might as well learn something.
So most of these are going out to the chamber, so it's really not necessarily the organizations that need to know what this is about, it's more businesses.
I think
Would you
everybody
say?
needs to know what it's
Yeah.
about. I think that's, so the organizations really need to know what it's about because they wanna put their stuff on it.
Right.
So they need to know the background of what it's about, but I see what you're saying about.
Yeah, but like, that's, I would say your
Yeah.
buy-in, if it's not
Yeah.
on a window, right, is because a business owner doesn't understand what this is about and
Yeah.
why it would be important for them to advertise what's going on in the community, right?
Yeah, yep. So
Can you
that's
just make
something
a
We
that-
need the organizations to list
Right.
the items and the businesses to have it available.
Mhm.
Which is definitely something that was discussed at the Travel Manitoba meeting, was about ambassadors and going to businesses, because it's your first point of contact. And if that first point of contact, if they're asked what's Neepawa have to offer, and you
Yep.
say nothing, then people are.
Community maps would be wonderful, right, as we have new.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tourism
Right, like,
Westman has an app, and it actually, right on the homepage, it's near me, and you click on it, and a map of Neepawa shows up with some things on it. Not enough, and I've contacted them, say like, okay, how flexible is this app? Can we put a mural tour on this? Haven't heard back from them, but it's an extra step for people that don't know about it. But if they have that Westman Tourism app, it's a good tool, but I mean, Google Maps also does it.
Yes.
There's many ways we can reach people though, because everyone will have their preference. Some people prefer Google, some people know about that app and will be using that.
Some people just want to walk into a business and be handed a piece of paper so that they can just take it with them, right? Like that, yeah, exactly, where there's a little brochure
We had the
with
garden,
a map
which we
of
also-
Neepawa,
So
you know.
before COVID, we
Remember
had
we
that,
created that garden
we had
tour,
the,
you and I, with the
like,
brochure that
what to
we.
do, what to do in Neepawa, if you've got
Yeah.
1 hour, if you've got half day, if you've got a full day, what you
They
can
Yeah.
went
do.
to you.
And so we're gonna resurrect
We
that.
created the garden path, like the tour of all of the gardens, right? Kind of in this area. We did that many moons ago.
And the historical buildings one, Neepawa
Yeah.
Tourism is resurrecting that one too.
So,
yeah.
how do you fit, like, that's a calendar, but how do you fit things in here that aren't on a calendar, that are open-ended?
Yeah, like could be every day, right, or
Yeah,
it could
something
be.
To-do list.
Like that's, or, you know, the hiking trails and the things like that.
Yeah.
How do you connect that?
Could there
To
be
the QR
like
code?
something on the calendar that says
All day?
open, all things to do, and then you click on that and it
With a link.
opens up and it has
Cool.
a list?
If, you know, those evenings when things are locked or.
It's a website,
there.
so if you scroll up,
But if
Yeah.
it's all the
So
rest
this
of
is
the
what
tourism
that
website.
takes you to.
Yeah.
And then you can go through then, so it
So then you've got-
automatically
yeah.
takes that thinking piece out, it's the calendar, but then everything else.
So if you click on attractions, the whole list of
Yeah.
attractions is all there.
Yeah. And then you click on all of those and it will take you to the background. See, Langford is in it. It is. Yeah, so it's there, we still have to search, it doesn't have that really simple, here's 5 things to do, but it's very easy that it is attached to it.
Yeah, it's the calendar's just not all by itself.
No.
It's embedded
okay.
in the tourism website and also in the town.
And
Yes.
we love the scavenger hunt during the summer, spring and the summer with my grandkids at the Langford Trail. That was so much fun. We did like that.
Did you
very
find enough
much.
new tickets?
Pardon?
That's
Any
Wood tickets.
Wood tickets. Oh, we find those all the time. Yep. My grandson is a magnet for those. I think he's got the right, like, or he's got the right body, but yeah. It's okay. I'm just gonna take my dog tic tac things and put them on a lot of his.
So I guess.
Yvonne, I have a question.
Yes.
So we're actually new to this meeting. So
Yeah.
so I'm Lion. We are representing the field can.
Yep.
So we're here to kind of say about the Filipino heritage, which is coming up soon on June 17.
Yep.
So just wanna, so this is a group that is coming together every 3 months, every 6 months. Is it open to everybody?
Every year. And it is open to any organization, anybody in town to me that wants to participate in this. And I think, yeah, so it's basically open to anybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to your benefit, we could go around the table.
Yeah,
So you know who
absolutely.
is here.
Yes, yeah. I can start. I'm Yvonne Sisley. I'm the administrator, works forward. And I am a town councillor as well. On the side is my little side page. And part of this, part of trying to do what we can just to collaborate with the organizations.
I'm Meg, and I sit on the board for Arts Forward.
Nice meeting you.
I'm Allie. I am the Marketing and Member Relations Coordinator at Co-op, and I'm also on the Chamber Board, and I will soon be on the Tourism Board.
Hi, I'm Prince. I'm a partner of Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from High Life. I work at High Life and instruct Zumba as well.
You wanna promote the Zumba?
Yeah, we hope that the Zumba will be included in a calendar, I think. Like,
Yeah. And one of the dancers and instructors of dancing.
There we go, yeah. Oh, I'm Marianne. I'm also part of the FieldCan and support in the Zumba.
she's also a dancer.
And I'm one of the stars. I hate Amanda and friends. I'm kidding. But it was fun. What else? I am also part of Westlake
Employment
director, board of directors. That's all new to me. And I know I want to be involved with a lot of other extracurricular activities in town, which is great. Yeah, we're just here to support.
I'm Glenda. I'm representing the Neepawa Garden Club, Port Society. We're struggling, but we actually got 4 new members just in 2023 already. So we've been really pushing getting people in to our meetings, and so that part's good. But summer's coming, and we're going to need volunteers to help in our gardens.
We can help you out.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm Lion again. So I've been here in Neepawa for 14 years. So we were the first batch. So it's actually good to see this one because I didn't know that there is some background. Like we do a lot of volunteerism. We're in Roxy, we're in other parts. So it's actually good that there is an organization that kind of looks after the tourism and then how are we going to promote Neepawa, right? Because like we always say when we started here in 2009, this is a ghost town, right? But it has actually already gotten better. Like there's a lot of us who is wanting to stay. Yeah. Right? Because it's a good community, it's a good town, and you got everything here already. If you want something, you can go to Brandon in Winnipeg, right? But you already have what you need here. So I'm the director of operations in High Life. So the other thing is I'm the secretary of the FieldCan. So that's why and
President of Zumba. Soon to be a volunteer disability.
The story.
It's like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, why did I?
What did I do? God, you're stuck into this. There we go.
But yeah, it's really good. We were here just to promote the Filipino heritage because it's gonna be a big event. Like we have already started our meeting since early part of the March, and everybody's active. Everybody's wanting to get this on a higher level than last year.
Last year was pretty good.
Yeah. We have a pageant, cultural night, or something.
That's gonna be awesome.
Which is part of our program committee. So he's So we know that's gonna be good. Better.
It's actually good. It's actually good that because a lot of people are asking, hey, when is it going to be? Even last year, we are not planning for it. But a lot of people were asking, hey, COVID is already gone. When are you going to have the Filipino heritage? So that was really good. That was awesome that we got the support from the town. We always appreciate that because we are never going to be able to do it without the town. So
the date again, like
June 17th.
June 17th.
Yeah. And then I'm also here to promote the Zumba. So Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. and then Sunday is 4 p.m.
And
So
will be coming
Marilyn is our newest member
At the
rifle club there.
Yeah.
I'm still convincing
Brenda,
and
Just gonna say, if I could do it, anybody can.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, can I get some volunteers to come to the Chris Check House and organize only about 3,000 costumes in my dining room? Because I could really use some help.
I've already volunteered my services.
Tonight with wine.
But you know what, we'll be able to support with the volunteers. There's a lot of us that we could be
We
able
2,000 volunteers, we have them. We'll get close down high life.
Thank you.
I think that's a good thing, like people coming to town and then pick this in the grocery store or something, and they can see Zumba that's activity out of town. They can see people.
Yeah.
But it needs to be renovated first, right?
My name is Miriam O'Gannon. As a person who's traveled to other towns, I always Google and find out what there is to do as an active outdoor things. And so having a section where you can say what activities are there that are fresh air and outside. I look after the Langford Recreational Trail for the summer hiking and biking, and the winter park where there's cross-country skiing, walking, and that's something we haven't got out to people that you can, there's walking trails out there as well. And there's skiing, walking,
Snowshoeing.
pardon me?
Snowshoeing.
And tobogganing and cabin.
I'm Deborah. I'm just here kind of to observe and listen. I'm also working highlight, and I'm part of the Neepawa Fitness Board.
And I'm Marilyn. I work for the town, economic development. I'm also administrate tourism and sit on the foundation board. But yeah, passionate about all things Neepawa and to make this the best experience it can be for the people who live here, but also the people who visit here.
My turn. Brenda Christiak, Beautiful Plains Community Foundation. I kind of get involved with lots of things, but mostly that's what I'm there for. I help people build websites, a bunch of different stuff if they need help. Try to get you the most amount of money for every organization possible, because I like that very much. If anybody's going to get the money, it better be us. So yeah, that's what I'm all about. Yeah.
Okay, how much time do we have? So I'm Amanda Nottingale. I'm with the, so my day job is the Salvation Army. I am the Community Ministries Director there. So we don't do a lot of events, but we have a thrift store that is very, it's becoming a destination for people to come to. And we assist people within our community with clothing and food and household items as needed, and we're just there to ensure that everyone who lives in Neepawa is supported and cared for. And so then in my off times, I am a member of the Neepawa Kin Club, and in fact I'm the national vice president this year, will be national president next year for the entire association. However, Neepawa Kin Club is a service organization. We have upcoming events such as if you have little guys and you want to find Easter eggs, we are doing an Easter egg hunt on Good Friday, and you can pre-register. There's only about 50 spots. And then we are also hosting a free movie that day as well. We do, basically the motto of the Neepawa Kin Club is to serve the community's greatest needs, so it's a lot of people who just kind of get together and look to see what we can do to benefit the community through fundraising, service, and just volunteering and fellowship. So yeah. What was that? Oh yeah, that was the other one. Yeah, so another part of that. So part of that is we're trying to get a Cycle Without Age committee together. So with the help of High Life and the help of the Beautiful Plains Community Foundation, the Neepawa King Club bought a Trishaw bike, which is a three-wheel bike. Basically, you have two people in the front and a pilot in the back, and it's for those seniors or people with low mobility to get them out into the air. And so that committee is just starting to get formed. They're going through their incorporation and all of that kind of stuff. And we are looking for people who are interested in being pilots. So if you have an interest in riding a bike and pedaling people around and having great conversation with folks, it is an electric assist bike, so it is an easy pedal and an easy ride. You're not flying down the streets of Neepawa. You are going on a very gentle, relaxing trip. We don't want anybody zooming around. But we will be having information sessions, and you can see the bike and that sort of thing once the weather gets a little bit less icy and better. So look for probably April or May for that to come out. So if you're interested at all in getting fresh air, being active, volunteering with seniors or people with low mobility, look for some information either on the Neepawa King Club site, or we will be creating a Facebook and some social media pages in the near future for that group. Also through the Salvation Army, I'm part of Neepawa Eats Healthy. And if you have maybe seen at our local grocery stores, the Safeway, at Neepawa Safeway and at the co-op, we've been featuring a quick meal in 30. So the whole idea of Neepawa Eats Healthy is that it's a group of people that get together that want to promote healthy eating and healthy activity within Neepawa. If you are interested in food-based kinds of programming and just kind of seeing where we can connect people together with interesting programs such as the Meal in 30 kits, give us a shout. We would love to have you on the committee. Typically we meet over Zoom kind of once a month, and then people kind of, we do just some different things. We had a great, we've done like this little video series with the Meal in 30 kits. You'll see that, and it's just a matter of getting out there and promoting that, you know, good eating doesn't have to cost a lot, and it doesn't have to take a long time. So that's really
Get to watch the Titans cooking.
And watch the Titans cooking, absolutely.
Anybody tried the first recipe? It was delicious.
Yeah, the quesadillas, you have like a few days left to get the quesadillas, and then the next month's will be released April 5th, I think, or the first Monday of that. So
just go to the store and you can
So you can go to the store, you'll get a recipe, you can get a kit, all the items are featured with the Neepawa Eats Healthy logos on it. And
that means I actually have to go to a grocery store.
Potentially.
So Amanda, last Friday I was on a call with consultants out of Winnipeg, and I said, so when you come to Neepawa? And I said, well, you know, and the one guy said to the other guy, well, you only go someplace where there's surf stores. I said, well, Neepawa has a surf store. They said, okay, we're scheduling a meeting. It's tourism.
There it is, you wouldn't believe, that antique kind of market kind
People
of.
love that.
Yeah, they love the thrifting.
Maybe they'd like to come shop at my house.
They could, absolutely. Other than that, what else am I involved in? I'm sure there's some other things I'm forgetting, but those are kind of the main things that I've been involved in right now, and that are looking for either partnerships or things that are or volunteers that are looking for people. Yeah.
Well,
She's a hard act to follow.
I'm sorry.
I'm the director of operations at the Yellowhead Center. That's all I got.
I'm Rain. Hi. I'm here with NECTV, obviously, which is always looking for volunteers too. So anyone interested in any aspect of that is welcome. Also, I'm here with Margaret Lawrence Home. I'm on the board there. There's several events coming up, most of which actually are already on the calendar. So we're on top of that at least. And also possibly helping to plan a Pride event this June. So looking for community interest in that as well.
Nice.
So that's why I'm here.
If I can jump back in, I'm also the volunteer coordinator for the Chamber Fair, so we'll be finalizing our list of volunteer needs this week. So if anyone wants to volunteer for the Chamber Fair, it's May 26th, 27th, 28th, a range of times, a range of events. We'll need lots of people to help that run.